Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking more about genre, but this time we're actually going to delve deeper into the expository mode of documentary, as this is the mode of documentary that we have decided to use for our short film. So the article that we found is called What Types of Documentary Are There? So this is a book, and these are photocopies of articles from this book, and it talks about documentaries in general and also gives a more detailed account of the conventions and the style of expository documentaries. So if we start off, it says that a cinematic voice within expository documentaries have a certain style or grain that acts as a signature or a fingerprint. So obviously, for any documentary, a cinematic voice of God, voice of authority is conventional, but currently we're not sure whether to have a voice of God or a voice of authority, but we definitely want either one of the two to get our certain points or arguments across, as we feel that due to our primary target audience being mainly older and sophisticated, due to having the points being put across more instantly via a voiceover, these older, sophisticated audience members are more likely to challenge what has been said, of course, if they disagree with it. And over on the next page, we can see that it says here, basically, that a documentary does not have to be bound to one type of mode. So, for example, it can show conventions of others. So, for instance, we've chosen our documentary to be mainly expository, but there is the opportunity to include conventions and other techniques that are conventional for example, observational documentaries, such as the use of handheld camera, location shooting, and another one is the idea of the subjects acting as if they're not being filmed. And then a little bit further down, it says here that almost all science and nature documentaries are basically expository documentaries. So because our idea is to do with the impacts of digital technologies on younger people, and that's to do with science, we feel that we've personally chosen the right mode of genre here, the mode of right documentary mode. And if we turn the page again, so again this has gone into a bit more depth into the expository mode, and at the top here it describes the voice of God commentary, i.e. where the speaker is heard but not never seen, and also the voice of authority commentary, where the speaker is heard and also seen, and also about how it directs the audience directly, how it addresses the audience directly, sorry. As a group, we want our product to be thought-provoking, so we actually do want to address the viewer directly, but we're actually not quite sure what type of voice we should have as a voiceover, because it says here at the bottom that traditionally renounced pronunciation is used, and it says here professionally trained, richly toned male voice has been used most commonly. But like we said, we're not sure what type of voice to use, so that could be a possible question for our pilot or final questionnaire. And over the page again, and up at the top here it says how montage footage is particularly important with expository documentaries, as it says here. Whereabouts is it? Yeah, so it says here, it serves to organise these images and make sense of them, just as a written caption guides our attention and emphasises some of the many meanings and interpretations of a still image. So what that's basically saying is, or what we think that's saying, is that montage footage is particularly important, as it actually helps to, as it supports what's happening in the documentary. So we need to make sure that our montage footage actually emphasises the diegetic, or in some cases non-diegetic dialogue that happens in our clip, so that it's conventional. And then further down a little bit, it says, where does it say? It says here that the use of a voiceover, voice of God, voice of authority, strives to build a sense of credibility from qualities such as distance, neutrality, disinterest. It strives to build a sense of credibility from qualities such as distance, neutrality, disinterestedness, or omniscience. So, if we were to include facts or statistics in our documentary, we'd have to make sure that they're accurate, so that our documentary is not dumbed down, so that it's more palatable for a mass audience, because we need to remember that our product is for a niche audience, so they wouldn't necessarily engage with a mass market product. And then at the bottom, again, reiterating what I've said, expository documentary facilitates generalisations and large-scale argumentations. So because, even though it's a 5-minute short film that we need to do as our task, we want to give as much of a detailed overview as possible about the impacts of digital technologies on younger people. So we feel that we've chosen the right mode of documentary. So thank you for watching.